Hey everyone, welcome to another sneaker review with me, and this is one that I've been super excited to share with you guys on a sneaker that could possibly overtake my beloved Nike Vomero 5s. It's going to be a very close battle, so if you like this type of content, leave a like on this video. That's what like button's for, and I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help a lot, please and thank you. So without further ado, let's jump right into my performance review on the ASICS KITH collaboration on the gel KAYANO 14 in the cream scarab colorway, after wearing them for one whole month. So like what I did in my first performance review on the Nike Vomero 5s and my most previous performance review on the Cactus Plant Flea Market Air Force 1s, I wore the sneaker for one whole month. I tested them out in different scenarios, situations, different weather, different environments, and I'll be scoring them on a scale of 1 to 10 in 5 different categories, specifically the looks, the wearability, the durability, the availability, and of course, last but not least, the comfort, because comfort over everything. And if you haven't yet, if you want to look more into the details of the sneaker, the release, my thoughts and honest opinions on them prior to doing the performance review, go check out the sneaker review that released before this or at the end of the video. So first of all, starting off with the looks, I give this a 7 out of 10. I was thinking about scoring it a little bit higher, but I think one of the issues that I came across this specific colorway, the scarab colorway, is that the green doesn't pop as much as you want it to. The cream is great, easy to rock. The silver is great, a nice pop of color. But I kind of wanted the pop of color to be more on the scarab. Like, it took me a whole maybe few days before I figured out that scarab was actually a green colorway. One good green and cream combination sneaker that I really like is the ALD 550s, the basketball sneaker that came out. I think that's like one of the first colorways to come out, and they did that very well. This one, on the other hand, it should have been the same vibe, but it kind of missed the mark a little bit, which is why it's a 7. I don't think it's an ugly sneaker. I'm sure that it's gonna be depending on your preference, but if your goal was to really stand out, like flex or like flaunt on people, this probably isn't going to be the sneaker that you want to wear. If you want some subtle heat though, like a very if you know vibe, this is definitely a sneaker to wear, especially if you're a fan of KITH and the ASICS KAYANO 14s. Yeah, I think 7 is a very fair score. Next is the wearability. Going back to stuff that I already previously mentioned, it's a very dad shoe. It's a very retro 2000s sporty look, so you're not going to be able to wear them with everything. I normally just wear them in jeans and like a t-shirt or whatever. Like, it's hard to kind of dress up in these because they look so sporty. Like, they look like any other like running shoe out there, right? You would probably see these more in the gym or like on hiking or just like casually walking in the mall or the cities or whatnot. I don't see how you can style these up. Maybe you can. It's gonna be a tough sell if you showed up in a suit and just gel KAYANO 14s. I feel like some people can pull off. Would I personally do it? I don't think so. So I think the wearability, I think it's fair to give it a 6 out of 10. I was gonna give it a 5 because it's like you can't really wear it to like formal events or like style it up, but you can wear it to most other situations. I've worn this to the gym. I've run in these. I wear these to work every day. There are days that I tried to style it up. I guess I just used this as the focal point rather than my outfit, and I think it worked fairly well, especially with the subtle green that pops depending on the lighting. You can kind of get away with styling it up, but I think a 6 out of 10 is very fair because I think it depends on the outfit, and you're gonna be really stretching it if you try to style this up on, like, I don't know, like a red carpet runway or like at formal events. It's gonna look kind of weird depending on the crowd. I don't know. I'm not really good with fashion. So yeah, 6 out of 10, I think, for wearability. I also wanted to add, same like double-edged sword as the KAYANO 14s. They are so breathable. The mesh really does well with circulating your feet. And as you can see, there's mesh all around the sneaker. So if you wear this in the rain, which I unfortunately have been caught in the rain with these so many times, your feet will get wet. They're definitely more of a spring sneaker, so I kind of bought them at the wrong time. Next up, the durability. I think I could give this a fair 8 out of 10, maybe even 9. Looking at it now, I haven't cleaned the sneaker just yet. This is exactly how it looks after a month of wearing it straight. Sure, the white on the midsole right there has a bit of staining. There's actually a stain on the tongue as well. I don't know where that came from, so I hope that comes off. But other than that, like, The synthetic leather, there's not a lot of wrinkles or tears that I see. There's a wrinkle right there. Other than that, I don't see a lot of wear and tear. I ran a good 40 minutes in these. Not a lot of fading on the outsole. There's no like holes or tears on the mesh that I could see, which I thought would like easily get caught. I bet if I clean this right up, it would look pretty much brand new. So I think 9 out of 10 is fair. One thing that I'm very happy about is that the insole right there, as you can see, the KITH insole, I thought would fade out by now from the times that I ran in these, and it seems like it's holding on fairly well. Great quality, great material all around, so very happy about that. Next up, the availability. Would have been maybe a 7 a month ago. This is the same situation as the cactus plant flea markets that I just recently reviewed. Actually, no, it's reverse. For the cactus plant flea markets, they were a 6. I made them a 7 because they re-released. For these ones, even though they did re-release earlier this year, and a month ago they were going for around, for my size, a size 12 was $290. Unfortunately, because I don't know why, it's just a KITH magic, I guess. For the 2023s, have, I don't know, quadrupled in price, and for these guys have doubled, tripled even. So unfortunately for the availability, you can find other colorways again that were very similar to this, but if you want specifically the KITH collaboration, you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny. I want to say 5. Let's give it a 5. It should have been a 4, but I'll give it a 5 because all the other colorways I still think are fairly similar to the cream scarab colorway. Recently, I believe they just released a black and white colorway that looks very similar to this, other than of course not having the KITH on the heel. If you wear long enough pants, no one's going to be able to see it anyways. The gel KAYANO itself is still readily available in a lot of stores and a plethora of colorways as well. So I think that boosts up the 4 for the cream scarab to at least a 5, because at least you have options. It's not like the cactus plant flea markets that if you want that specific type of up-tempo text vibe, you're not going to be able to get in up-tempo low, I don't think. But for these guys, it's the opposite, where they did re-release, but they ended up still being more expensive than I thought they were going to be. So a 5 is fair. Last but not least, the comfort. This is the most important part, of course, comfort over everything. And this was the biggest contender against the Nike Vomero 5s, which is, again, my champion of champions. I gave those a 10 out of 10 in comfort. For these guys, do these deserve a 10 out of 10? Unfortunately not. They do still get a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. I'll even give them, you know what? I'll even give them a 9.5 just to push them forward. They would have deserved a 10. Except for one situation. The only time I've ever felt pain in the sneakers, surprisingly enough, was during driving. You see a clip on screen right now. So, of course, when you're driving, the right shoe will always be for braking and accelerating. Whenever I am hovering over the brake or switching over to accelerate, I notice the slightest pain. It's not excruciating, it's not super painful, but I do feel a slight discomfort over here in this area where the synthetic leather panel is stitched in. I believe it's a bit thicker on that side, so when I'm lifting up my foot to switch over, my pinky toe joint will hit that side. Of course, when I either put my foot down or when I'm pressing on the brake or the accelerator, it doesn't hurt, but you do tend to feel that slight discomfort on that side, which is probably why I couldn't give it a full 10 out of 10. Other than that, these are so comfortable. If you guys saw my YouTube short on these, just putting them on was a dream. Very much similar to the Vomero 5s. It's so hard for me to not wear these, but just because of that one little detail, I can't wholeheartedly give them a 10. So a 9.5 I feel like is very, very fair. So overall, the gel KAYANO 14, specifically the cream scarab colorway of the KITH collaboration, comes out to a whopping total of 7.3 over 10. I'm honestly very surprised with that score. My subjective score would probably be an 8 if the Nike Vomero 5s are a 10 out of 10 in my heart, even though they scored like an 8.2 or something like that. At the end of the day, this is just my opinion. It's not like an all-knowing overall score that has any bearing whatsoever. If you still want the sneaker, I still highly recommend it. Whether or not it is the KITH collaboration, I still highly recommend it. It looks like at the end of the day, the Nike Vomero 5s are still top dog in my collection. There are still a lot of sneakers that I still haven't done a performance test on, and I do have a bunch of sneakers coming in that might still give the Nike Vomero 5s a run for its money. But other than that, I'm still very pleased with the gel KAYANO 14. So great work to KITH and to ASICS on such a dope sneaker. That is it for this performance review. What do you think? You could probably try on any other colorway of the gel KAYANO 14s at any store and see for yourself how they are. But if you have your own personal experience with the KAYANO 14s, leave a comment down below. Or if you have another sneaker that you think can dethrone the Nike Vomero 5s, let me know in the comments down below. I love conversing with you guys there. Follow me on Instagram at @AlbiPeralta. I'm a bit more personal there. I post stories almost every day, and I post there when I have a new YouTube video out, so it's one way to get notified, other than of course subscribing to the channel, guys. It really does help a lot. And check out the other videos on my channel. As the banner says, I have anything and everything in between on there. That is it for this sneaker review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys when I see you. Bye everyone.
Wearability.